I have been studying the BRICS and what they had been doing for nicely over now nearly 3 years. And the craziest thing, approximately, the BRICS that lots of humans do not realize is simply how in step with this new financial machine they in reality are. And on this video, I sincerely need to deal with this. I need to talk about this because we're starting to see lots of the signs and symptoms of the tide moving and absolutely focusing on the digital forex aspect of factors. This is likewise accelerating the big push on the brand new financial machine that we had been speaking about and addressing and reading and researching for nicely over now like 4+ years. So with that being stated, welcome to the channel, everyone. My call is Nick. For those which can be new to the channel, hopefully by means of the give up of this video, you do become a subscriber. So the primary huge sign of foremost trade happening become, whilst we notice Biden introduced sanctions towards Russia, okay, and upon the assertion of those sanctions, 24 hours later, we saw Executive Order 14,067 signed into order. Now, a variety of people did now not catch this. They didn't inspect it. They failed to even recognize approximately it. And the reason why is due to the fact mainstream media changed into just focused on, you already know, saying, hello, Russia's horrific awareness on this, recognition on this. And we were given Goved Order 14,067. Now you is probably pronouncing, Nick, what's this? You preserve announcing it. What is it? It's an executive order outlining the introduction of a digital dollar or of their ward. It turned into a CBDC. Now we realize that the term CBDC has been banned, but stable cash aren't banned. And you understand the US could issue out a strong coin. Very easily, they should just name it the digital dollar. They do not have to call it a CBDC. The time period CBDC is banned. However, the creation of a virtual equivalence of the dollar isn't banned. Now, I bring this up because I want you guys to recognize that it became 24 hours after those sanctions. What did Russia do from that factor on? They moved in opposition to the greenback, the use of something, and the whole lot that they might in their energy, inclusive of blockchain and crypto tech. Now, we are going to come back to that in full circle, but permits talk approximately this. Nigeria has formally joined the BRICS. This is the most important oil producer in Africa. Last month, China and Nigeria renewed a 15 billion yuan, $2 billion foreign money switch association. Now, quite a few people do not suppose that the BRICS are something to fear about. We're going to talk about that here in a second as properly. But over here, we have breaking information. Saudi Arabia minister says the country remains assessing BRICS club watches intently. Saudi says assessing many unique aspects of club. Now, listen, Saudi Arabia is a large player on the subject of the petrodollar deal. Now, the petrodollar deal has been talked about for some time. In 2024, it turned into a heavy topic because everybody became announcing, you already know, is that this the quit of the petrodollar deal? Because the association, there has been no announcement regarding revising the association among Saudi Arabia and the United States. There may be no official agreement among them proper to sell oil in US greenbacks. There's nonetheless no replace concerning this at all. Now, we are still ready on OPEC to genuinely pop out and say, hey, guess what? This deal is completed. We're not like the petrodollar deal is completed until that clearly happens. Quite a few, this is just for media attention, for clicks, for views, engagement, something. But I will say this. There has been plenty of warning symptoms that we're going to be seeing a shift far away from promoting oil for US dollars. When that does occur, things are going to get very real for the de-dollarization impact. And even though we hold to hear talks approximately how we're going to offset it, a number of the ones talks they may be no longer very strategic. In fact, a variety of them are truly confirming exactly what we have been addressing, which is the fact that the US dollar is losing dominance. It's losing, you realize that appeal, if you will. For example, over right here, we've Trump alarmingly accept as true with Spain. Is a BRICS state, which is very funny, but he additionally threatens to impose 100% tariffs at the bloc when engaging in commercial enterprise with the US. Check this out. There are BRICS kingdoms, Spain. You realize what a BRICS nation is, you'll discern it out. And if the BRICS international locations want to try this, it is K. However, we're going to place at least a 100% tariff at the business they do with the US. You realize what the BRICS is, right? You guys understand. They're shifting far away from the United States dollar because America has weaponized the dollar for such a lot of, we are speaking, many years. And these countries are uninterested in it. Now, I stated something very similar because this goes back to October. And recollect, this is Trump announcing 100% tariffs on countries ditching the US dollar as an international reserve currency. Check it out. If a rustic tells me, sir, we adore you very plenty, however, we're going to now not adhere to being within the reserve currency, we're now not going to salute the dollar anymore, I'll say it is okay. And you are going to pay a 100% tariff on the entirety you promote into the US, and we love your product. I desire you sell a number of it into the United States, however, you will pay 100% tariff. He will then comply with it up by pronouncing, sir, it'd be an honor to live with the reserve forex. I may be with the intention to be like simply playing it truly is not even chess, that's checkers. But you do not have other pay attention to this. You don't produce other humans that may communicate that way. So of path, you understand, I did quote this with my idea method, and that is precisely what I say even these days in terms of these price lists. The second you need to threaten tariffs on international locations, you keep the usage of the dollar, to keep the use of the dollar, it straight away makes the reserve currency reputation defunct. The US greenback is failing regardless of what you spot being pushed by using mainstream media. The BRICS at the moment are outpacing the G7 and GDP boom. With blockchain era and virtual currencies, the timetable right here is to spoil the United States dollar and the fiat primarily based gadget. It's all planned. The West and the BRICS are pushing the same elite timetable, i.e. Agenda 2030, open your eyes and awaken. Because once more, this is going back to the sanctions proper, announcing sanctions, after which pushing executive orders, which might be in the same agenda of CBDCs. It's actually to create a US CBDC. Now, we recognize that Trump has banned CBDCs, right? We are now not creating a CBDC. No, in fact, what we're going to get is stablecoins. We already recognize that he's launching meme cash. Stablecoins, guess what? He's going to push a stablecoin due to the fact he's going to mention that it's sponsored through the United States dollar, so it supports the USA dollar within the digital age. But what a whole lot of people aren't going to recognize is that stablecoins are programmable, much like a CBDC. They're basically just a CBDC simply issued out with the aid of a personal-based agency that could easily be managed by using the USA. But out of doors of this, right? Yeah, the BRICS are outpacing the G7 in phrases of GDP increase. We know that they may be speedy catching up to the G7 as nicely. 27% GDP as of January 2025 versus 45% for the G7. This could be very full size, all right? And they maintain to push forward and develop hastily, and they're additionally using AI generation. We have over here, BRICS Plus is ready to make waves. Generative AI ought to upload up to 600 billion to those economies by 2030. Yakov and partners task a huge 1.4 trillion impact, 20% of AI's general energy. BRICS nations and buddies are unlocking innovation, productivity, and growth like by no means before. Is this the sunrise of a new financial outstanding pressure powered by way of AI? Let's talk. Now, again, whilst we study the BRICS, I do assume that we want to take them significantly. And the crazy component is that a whole lot of people aren't targeted on the BRICS because they simply don't care.